Alright, good morning traders. Sorry I was a little bit late to the stream. YouTube was giving me the wrong stream key to set the stream up for some reason, but I got it straightened out. SPY taking a little bit of a dump here, which I'm not really surprised. I talked about it in the ETF video, and I've been talking about it really, but you can see it's still curling over. Now it's under that 9, so we may see the SPY pull back to that 378 area. Morning, Orlando. Yeah, this is a nasty dump though, out of nowhere. I mean it's not that big of a move, but just kind of straight down, which is not the normal moves for the SPY unless something's going on. Oh God, there's a lot. I see a lot of news about Janet Yellen and Supreme Court and stuff. I'm gonna have to read that, but I have a sneaking suspicion I'm not gonna like any of it. So we'll get to that in a little bit. I definitely want to check that out, but let's look for a day trade if there is any. CISN with a possible U shape. Let's take a look at CISN. Oh, CLSN. Okay. Let's see here. It's up 44%. Yeah, possibly. Yeah. And it held its gain. Actually, yeah, I like this a lot. This may be a good call out. Because it did hold its gain so far. It's not really in a downtrend. I mean, it is in a downtrend at the second, but not really. The overall price action, whoops, is showing that this is up. So yeah, I actually do kind of like this. I'm gonna go. There we go. I'm gonna go early on this one just because the support is held up so far at this 270. Let's see, 260. Yeah, I got 269 area, something like that. Let's see if it can. See, we're gonna have resistance. Okay, resistance right there in that 320 area, so we should be able to move up to at least 320. But with the market being a little funky, we're gonna want to be a little careful. Maybe lock in at 320. But nice call out. It's definitely a possible good play here. I'm just going to go ahead and drop a stop loss in because I am in a little bit early, but I just really like the way this looks. But the market is kind of sketchy at the moment. So we'll see. Pretty consistent volume too. Just messed up my take your swim. Why do you do this to me? Why? Why do you always screw up my damn watch list? I didn't have it even set up yet, and you put all the stuff back on here that was from Friday. Alright, CLSN. Let's go to that. There we go. Yeah, so making a pretty nice curl here. 73 million shares, so it is going to be a little bit slow of a mover, most likely. See, we're running into some resistance. Yeah, that 320 is probably going to be really tough resistance, so that's going to be where I'm going to look to lock in at. If it can get up there. We'll see if I can get it up there. At this point, too, we should have pretty strong support at 275. So yeah, I like this. I like this play. This is a nice call out. I hadn't even looked yet for any trades, but good timing on that call out. It is starting to come up. Nice little U shape starting to form. See, a lot of sellers under $3, but there was a lot at $2.92, and they all just got taken out. Now it may pull back a little bit, but as long as we want it to hold 275. As long as it can hold 275, should be good. I'm gonna pop around and look at some other stuff real quick while this is doing its thing. A lot of stocks kind of moving sideways at the moment. Let's see. RSVA, that's a possible play. CTXR, could be a possible play. Oh wow, VUZI has popped up quite a bit. So a couple of different possible plays. Yeah, they all dropped bad. Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of expecting this pullback. Cryptos are pulling back too today. But cryptos did go on a pretty massive run over the weekend. I mean, Bitcoin was up almost to 60,000, I think. BFCH. BFCH. This an OTC stock? Oh, it's because it's an OTC stock. These any company in the OTC are not regulated, and they don't really trade in pre-market or post-market. Well, I mean, they are somewhat regulated, but they don't trade in post-market or pre-market. That's why you see there. So I can switch to the 5-day, 5-minute. You see there's no pre-market or post-market with that. OTCs, you can only trade during market open hours. But yeah, that's why. It's just a OTC stock. Yeah, and there's the U-shape you're talking about in the 5-minute, Orlando. Now it needs to start coming up a little bit more. It needs to start testing up at that $3 area, or this U-shape is going to be cracked, and it might have to make another one. Because this could sell off. I mean, it looks good so far. But like I said, I did get in early. Really, the ideal area would have been that $3 area. We'll see. It's still early. Got a pretty decent entry, and got support at 275. See, there was a perfect little U-shape right there on this, on the 2-minute. For possible 20 cents. So at this point, what we're going to see is we're going to see another U-shape, but just we don't want it to go as low. We want it to stay above 280. It's testing 280 now. Oh, 280 held up, so that's what we want to see. So that's a good sign. Give me just a second, guys. I'll be right back. All right. See where we're at. Back up in the 290s. Yeah, this U-shape's looking pretty nice. I think we're going to get us a nice, at least in a decent move up to this 320 area. But if volume can come in real heavy, we may see it try to test that pre-market high at 356. See what else we got going on. See, my swing trade's still not really doing a whole lot. I'm still positive on it. It's just not doing anything. RVSA, a nice little U shape here. Trying to break. See, got rejected at 295. So I need to see 295 break here soon on CLSM. No, I'm gonna add 30 shares here. I'll go 80 shares on this guy. Brings my cost up to 286. But we did just break through 220 or that 295 area. See, we're still testing that area now, but yeah, I just wanted to add a little bit more because I think this is gonna at least get up to that 320. See some selling at 298. So still some selling under $3. Got to break over 3 here soon. We don't want to keep getting hung up at 3. Whoops, I put a 30 I put a 30 share stop loss in. That would have been a disaster if this turns around. There we go. Let's see, actually we still we still got hung up at 295. 295 is acting as some resistance even though it broke through it a couple of times, but here we go. We got some bids on 295. Let's see if they can stay in there. Nope, so they got taken out. So actually, we need a candle to close over 295, preferably this candle. Yep, a lot more selling there on the ask. Yeah, it partly causes the float. If it gets a lot of volume, though, it can rip. I mean, even though it is a little bit higher float. I mean, 73 million is still a pretty low float, really. But, I mean, you can see in pre-market, this thing went from 187 all the way up to 323. So, it can rip dollars. It has the ability to do it. Whether that's going to happen or not, I don't know. Nobody knows. But We're testing 3 now. You can see a ton of sellers sitting at 3. And they just all got taken out. That's a nice sign there. I mean, there was a ton of sellers. And we're starting to get increasing buying volume. See if this buying volume can continue to increase on this candle and the next candle. Let's see, we got 5 seconds for this candle to close over 3. And it didn't, but it closed over 295. That's all right. And then that one opened right back over 3. Okay, yeah, we're looking pretty good here. Looking back at some of this other resistance. So we're getting we're hitting that 305. That's holding up as some resistance. So we gotta break 305. And there's some at 315 as well. So quite a bit of resistance ahead of us here to get to that 320 mark, but so we're testing that 305 now. 305 holding up. A lot of sellers sitting there. But a lot of sellers got taken out. Oh yeah, we're through 305. Let's see if this buying volume continues to increase here. 305 still holding up as resistance. See sellers keep stacking the ask. That's gotta stop. We need to get through that. We don't want to be held up at 305 for too long. There we go. We're starting to push up here. I'm gonna get ready to lock something out. 310 was a lot of sellers. Yeah, a lot of sellers at 310. Let's see if they can get taken out here. See if buying volume increases. See right there, we still got increasing buying volume. Actually, I think I'll do this in 20 share increments. I'm gonna scale out in 20 shares since I got 80 shares. I want to see $3 hold up as support, and that just cracked. Oh no, it's holding up. Okay. Definitely want to see $3 hold as support now. But we need to get off that support. This candle needs to come back up. We need to test that 310. Looks like we are going to try to test that 310. Maybe not. little bit of selling at 307. There's a lot of selling pressure above $3 on this. And we're going to test this $3 support again. $3 support. Okay, it held up again. So we might be making another little consolidation U here. If $3 holds up, you can see that's where those two candles hit at. See, this candle's fixing to close. Let's see if it can close over 305 or not. No, it closed right at 305. But yeah, this is a nice little, starting to get a nice little curl up if this candle can push to 310. This little tiny curl here. Yeah, there's where that 310 resistance is coming in at, right across. It's actually like 308, 310, but right across there. That's kind of crooked line, but you can see where it hit right there, finally broke out, bounced off right there, and then it hit right there recently. So that 310 is really, really strong. And actually, I'm starting to think that 310 may be stronger resistance than the 320 is. Yeah, see, we're back down testing. Gotta stop testing support. We need to get back up and test resistance. See, we're testing $3 support again. It's holding up so far, but the more we test it, the more likely the buyers are going to get tired of trying to hold it up. Now this candle needs to come up. If this candle doesn't come up to 310, then if it cracks below 3, that's probably going to be it on this. And I thought it was going to make a little curl, but it's actually making a little triangle right there. You can see $3 cracking again. Let's see if it can hold up. Need to see buying volume start to come back into this. Yeah, we want that 295. That was previous resistance. We want it to hold up as support again. Yeah, this is getting a little ugly. So 310 is probably the big resistance, not 320. Yeah, it looks ugly. That's an ugly candle. gonna go ahead and put my stop loss back in because we are in a sketchy area. What just exploded? Let's pop over to what. Let this continue to do its things. It seems to be consolidating. Oh yeah, nice move on what. Actually, let's see, it's at 6. But what's this look like? What's this look like, guys? It's a big old triangle breakout. — 675 is going to be real tough resistance. So what's the SPY doing? Ugh, boy, the SPY is looking rough. I want to give Watt a few minutes to try to figure out, try to see which way it did just break out. 6 could be pretty strong support. We'll go 30 shares on Watt here to see if it's going to continue to run. See, where's that at? 590. And I'm going to put my stop loss right there. And it is starting to push up on Watt. So I'm going to delete some things off of my watch list here, so I can keep up with both of these trades. Let's see, get the hell out of here. See, no PR on what? Up to 630 so far. So CLSN still doing this thing there. So okay, let's focus on Watt here for a minute. Let's figure out where all our resistance is at. So we're actually kind of through that 625 resistance. No, maybe not. We got hung up there again. 635 is some resistance. That's where it got smashed at. So 625, 635 area. You can see this candle is all over the place. That is quite the candle. That is a really ugly candle. And that candle's fixing to close. Let's see if that candle can close green. But you can see that selling pressure. There's a lot of resistance above it as well. I want to see $6 hold up that support. Well, this is a sketchy market today. These stocks are not breaking out very big. They're getting hung up on their first and second resistance levels and stuff. Let's see. Read two possible. Let's see. RETO. It's up 130%. Let's see. You got this uptrend. And it bounced off that uptrend. But yeah, this could get another. This could start to get a move as well. But you are in this current downtrend right here. So that downtrend's got to break. It's got to get over at 280 area. And then you're going to run into strong resistance at $3. And then if $3 can break, it could start moving. So that's definitely worth keeping an eye on. But could be a possible play. CLSN still doing its thing here. Watt is still hobgobbling above $6. I don't even. How about that for a day trading term? You ever heard of that? Hobgobbling. I just made that up. But that's just what it looks like to me. Like this is a mess of hobgoblin-y. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it kind of is a triangle. It's a very ugly triangle. It's a hobgoblin-y triangle, but it is somewhat of a triangle. So it needs to break over 610 here soon if this hobgoblin triangle is going to break. Or not hobgoblin, but hobgoblin. That's what I originally said. That does not fit the fishing theme whatsoever. You are absolutely correct. We'll call this, instead of a hobgoblin, we'll call this a, trying to think of a specific fish that would have a fin that sticks way out, like this candle. Let's see, we're testing that $6 support. 6 still holding. 6 needs to hold if this is going to continue to climb. I'm blanking on fish right now. I know catfish have a big, sharp, pointy fin. Now, I know what we're going to call this. This is a mud puppy triangle. That's what it is. This is an old mud puppy triangle right there. CLSN coming back down some. Sunfish. Maybe sunfish. How's the spy's dropping again too? We're in a kind of an ugly market. Yeah, even some of the inverse ETFs, LABD is coming up. Alright, so Watt is starting to break up out of this triangle. But we want to make sure it's not a fake out breakout like it was on this ugly stick of a candle here. Whoa, CLSN really coming down now. Remove that. So we do have this downtrend on CLSN. Yeah, I made a mistake on CLSN with my resistance. I thought 320 was the really strong resistance, but it is 310. And I should have been blocking out something there at 310. But that was a mistake. A resistance mistake. It happens. We have this little current uptrend here on what? Let's see, we can. Come on, get out of here. There we go. See how's Re2 doing? Yeah, see Re2, you can see it hit that downtrend and then selling off right now. So still, I don't know, with the current market conditions, with the SPY and stuff, we may not have any huge breakouts. It's 10 o'clock and I'm not seeing too much happening other than what? Let's see, ATIF. That's interesting. I don't know if I have any more funds to trade this, but this is interesting. No, I don't have any there. No, okay. I probably don't have enough funds to trade it. It's definitely an interesting one to keep on watch. It broke above this downtrend. And they do have PR, pretty decent PR. See, there's kind of the downtrend there. That 220 area, that was some resistance. Ooh, CLSN is starting to get real sketchy. Used to hold up 280. See, let me adjust my stop loss here. I just don't want to get shook out on one of those little dumb dips that sometimes happen. Just trying to give it a little bit more room there. And what is looking like it may start to break out. Get a nice little curl up. Now if it doesn't break out here, then if it doesn't break out here, it's going to come back down to this trend line at 585. TIF looks like it may start ripping. Let's see, here we go. Watt's starting to move a little bit. Oh, here we go. We might start ripping. Getting a little bit of increase in volume if it can break through 630. You look back at this. I can't remember what I said. I think it was 635 is going to be the strong resistance. So if it can break through 67 or 635 pretty strong, then 650 would be next area. So you can see it kind of getting held up at 630. So right through there at 630 to the 635 area, that's going to be the tricky area. See, R2 all the way back down to the trend line, and still in this downtrend at the moment. CLSN still being a little sketchy, but if it can hold up 280, it might be able to curl back around again. It's gonna be interesting. Oh, here we go. Let's see if Watt's about to get going. You got in ATIF at $2. Well, you're up a decent amount of profit right now, so that's a nice. Just be careful, because like I said, everything's kind of sketchy. So, like myself, I'm thinking about locking in profits quicker than I normally would, just because things are not breaking out real big. But that was a pretty good entry on ATIF. Yeah, because you should have some support. See, this is starting to look kind of like a curl over, possibly. Unless this candle starts coming back up. But you should have, $2, you got a pretty good entry on this. Because let's see, what's the low? The low of the day was 184. So yeah, you're not far off from that low of the day. So that is a pretty good support area. Oh, hold on a second. Watch ripping here. Watch starting to go. It's breaking over 635. This thing has made some nice moves last week, and let's see. That looks like Friday in pre-market ran all the way to 827, and then later in the day it ran from 530 up to 761. So this thing can rip. Far as moved from 538 to 638, so there's going to be a little profit taken there because it did move a whole dollar. But it definitely has some potential to rip. CLSN may be done. CLSN is getting sketchily close to being done here. Testing that 275 support. Let's pop back over to Watt. Watt still trying to test. Let's see, where did that candle close at? That candle did close above 635. You can see we're kind of all over the place at this moment with Watt. See, I think Read 2 cracked. Yeah, so as you can see, Read 2 cracked the trend line, so it's done. That guy is done, at least for now. CLSN trying to hold up. ATIF still in that 225 area. Oh, SPY cracked below 387. Yeah, the SPY may be pulling back. It may pull in the next couple of days. It may possibly pull all the way back down to 380 before it bounces again. It's gonna make trading a little sketchy unless the market can the penny stock market can stay hot, but I don't know. Might have to get out of my swing trade. I'm down on it for the first time because the market's having that sell-off. I was trying to hold up that 9, so I have to keep a close eye on that today, or put a stop loss in. Alright guys, so everything is just kind of consolidating at the moment. I'll be right back. I'm going to take a quick little breather. All right, so we're back down to 610 there. See, that's what I'm talking about. We're not getting these big breakouts. CLSN still trying to hold up. RE2 cracking even more. And then the ATIF still not a big breakout on it either. We're just not getting these big breakouts today. Oh, okay. We got one on TAOP randomly. Nice little U shape there. My stop loss up closer to this trend line. So yeah, I think the rest of the week it's going to have to be quick profits. Going to lock in pretty quickly because I was up on CLSN and up on Watt. I just wasn't up that much. But that would have been an idea to lock in profits at those resistance lines because we're not getting the big breaks of resistance. We're getting this little pity pattern of resistance. All right, buddy. Have a good day, man. Little rough market we're in at the moment. We'll see what the rest of the week brings. And it's still early in the day. I mean, all these possible trades still could work out. It's just they're having to consolidate every time they hit a resistance line. Well, SPY rebounded some, back over 387. All right. Well, while this is going on, while these are all consolidating, I'm gonna take a look at some of this PR on the SPY. The SPY did break that downtrend resistance. See, so we got Novavax completes enrollment of their COVID whatever. What did that say? That just sounds like nonsense. What? what? What does the Federal Reserve guy know about plumbing? Okay, all right, that's nonsense. I'm not listening to that. Let's get the old Janet Yellen. Let's see what the Yellen is talking about. Financial tax would need to be studied for negative effects. What kind of tax is she talking about? Yellen says wealth tax has difficult implementation products. Says Biden committed to not raise taxes on those earning less than 400K. Oh God, we're talking about tax raises. Yellen says important investors at retail level are treated fairly. Oh God, that means we're going to have more regulations like the PDT rule. It's going to make it even harder for us. Supreme Court paves way for Trump's. Oh my God. Who cares? He's not the president anymore. Jesus, this is all political nonsense in this damn PR. See, Fed Manufacturing Business Index is up. That's something nice. England wants people to continue to work. Biden's blaming Trump for not having enough vaccines. Alright, oh God, what did she say about digital currencies? Yellen says digital currencies could lead to faster, cheaper payments, but many issues need to be studied, including consumer protection and money laundering. I don't get this. I don't get this whatsoever. Cash is used for money laundering, and cash is used for all kinds of bad stuff. You can't use that as an argument against cryptocurrencies. The damn U.S. dollar has the same issues, and it's government regulated, so that's nonsense. Nonsense. Ugh. Let's see. Let's find out what this financial tax is that she's talking about. So there's not any information on it, just her statements. Wealth tax. That GameStop Reddit nonsense is going to cause a lot of problems and headaches for all of us retail traders. And I'm not blaming Reddit and them for what they did, but like I said in that GameStop video, when you go against Wall Street, you're going against the government. And now you can see the government's talking about, we need to help the retail traders. No, you need to leave the retail traders the hell alone. And don't add any more regulations to make it difficult for us. Because like a lot of the big brokerage firms, the hedge firms and stuff, they have a minimum account balance that they'll take, and it's usually like 50,000 or something. They won't take small accounts because it costs them too much. All the government regulations and stuff has made it really hard for them to take small accounts. Everything that the government does for our protection ends up being more painful than it is actually protecting. So I don't like to get political on this channel, but when it's directly affecting stock market and trading, I gotta say something about it. And this is stuff that is probably going to affect the stock market. Unfortunately. On the upside, if they do come with a bunch of regulations in the stock market, then a lot of traders and stuff will go over to crypto, so cryptos will go up, but I don't know. This type of stuff is what's going to cause another market crash. Well, the market, there's so many factors that are showing signs of a big market crash soon, but it's so hard to say because the Federal Reserve keeps pumping money into it. And both these trades, you can see this is coming back down to that $6 area. But there wasn't really a lot of good news on the SPY today, on the overall market, so that's part of the reason why it's not really doing too much. Yeah, it did rebound from those lows, but it's going sideways. It's a sideways market. You can see it right here. Through pre-market sideways, and now today it's going sideways. I thought it was going to keep dropping, but instead we're just having a sideways day. Let's see, I may get stopped out on CLSN. It's testing the trend line right now. $6 has got to hold as support. CLSN starting to creep back up a little. Ooh, Watt may start dumping here. If it doesn't get back above the trend line, if it doesn't get back above $6, Watt's going to dump. ATIF coming down as well. $2 is still trying to hold a support, but let's see if TAOP kept running. Well, TAOP is consolidating sideways right now. TAOP is about the only thing that's went up. Got a couple, let's see, Goodyear. And Goodyear has expanded their operations, it looks like, into China. So you do have a few mid caps on the NYSE that are moving up somewhat. Maxine Waters wants a 1% tax on stock bond. Oh God, yeah, that would be a nightmare. Maxine Waters can shove that tax right up her. So CXTR is creeping. Yeah, it's creeping. Got the downtrend right there. Let's see, and we got an uptrend right like that. So you play the uptrend possibly. Oh, whoa, yeah, Watt is cracking. I'm about to get stopped out there. It's going to be a little loss. Yeah, so right now, while we're in the sideways market, I have a feeling the sideways market's going to last for a couple of days, maybe even drop some more. Got to lock in profits fast, or we're going to be running into these issues. Now, Watt is really close to cracking. If it drops below 285, I'm going to get stopped out. But it's already cracked the trend line, so most likely it's done. You see CTXR is getting held up at that downtrend, so may have to switch the strategy up a little bit and buy bounce plays. Bounces off of downtrends, or not downtrends, but bounces off of uptrend lines like this one. Because you could have got in this after that bounce off the trend line around that 250 area and got about 15, 16 cents of profit out of there possibly. It's just you're not going to have the big rips. The market is not going to be showing much frisk when it's like this. You see CLSN starting to break over the downtrend a little bit, so CLSN might come back alive. If CLSN gets back above $3, I think it'll come back to life here on for us. We'll see. What I don't know what I think is still it's probably gonna crack. Let's take a look at CTXR again. Yeah, see, it's riding right down this trend line at the moment. Hit it, came back down, opened right at it, came down, hit it again, came down. So not looking too good there. At the current moment, CLSN looks like it may start moving. So I want to check TAOP. So TAOP did kind of break out of that consolidation, but see, even when it did break out of that little consolidation there, it didn't run that far comparative to the price. We're also going to need to see bigger volumes start to come back into CLSN. We got some little candles. It's like 1 million, but we need to start seeing some bigger, or not candles, but volume bars. We need to start seeing some bigger volume bars come back into this. But it is breaking the downtrend pretty good here. Got a few bids stacked at 290. And they all just got taken out. I'm going to go ahead and take the downtrend line out because we're pretty much through that. So we may get a double bottom here. This is the first bottom there that was almost a U shape, and then now we're starting to get another curl back up possibly. So like I said, if it gets back over $3, it's got a shot. But until then, it's still a little sketchy. And you can see on what selling pressure is trying to hold it below the uptrend. So that probably is going to crack. Pretty ugly market today. The CLSN couldn't even barely get it above 290. So that may crack as well. This is pushing back down. Needs to keep coming up and get over 3 if it's going to continue to make this curl. But right now it's looking a little sketchy. CanF. Well, if it'll switch over for me. There we go. Come on. Good PR. It's only phase 2. Phase 2 can cause some nice rips. But it also can do nothing. So it's kind of hard to say. And so far during market open, it hasn't done anything. I would keep it on, if you're going to be trading all day, I would keep it on watch all day because it does have very good news. I mean, anything positive is always good, but the phase 2, they still got to go through phase 3 and then get FDA approval. So phase 2 it's one of those ones where it's like it can be really good or it can just do absolutely nothing. And right now you can see it's doing absolutely nothing. But I would definitely say keep it on watch all day though. I'm gonna put it on my watch list. Just because that is some potentially good PR. It just isn't getting a lot of attention right now. Even back here, I mean, the highest volume bar on this was 463,000, so that's not a lot of big volume on it. But it's got potential. It may be one of those ones that runs in the last hour of the market or last 2 hours, something like that. One of those late afternoon runners. So CTXR doing CTXR back up to the downtrend, trying to test it. So that may actually start to break out if it can break above the downtrend there. See, Ritu that's just done. There's no reason to keep that on the watch list. Well, that's I was keeping an eye on. Because remember Friday I was talking about it. Could get some movement. Not really doing much today though. Yeah, kind of could be interesting. That could be interesting later on in the day. It just needs volume. That's all. Because if CanF can get volume, then it could probably go on a nice move. Pretty low float too. Only 15 million shares, so. CLSN is getting real sketchy. And I'm getting real hungry, so these stocks need to do something. Does anybody have any questions, suggestions, or ideas? You can go ahead and get those in, and I can answer questions and stuff while I'm waiting to see what these things do. If they don't do anything within the next 20 minutes, if they don't hit my stop loss and they just keep going sideways or whatever, I'm just gonna call it a day and just keep an eye on them throughout the day on my phone. But right now, I mean, they may just keep going sideways for the next 2 hours. Unless they start cracking. It may start cracking here. But everything's a little bit down. Cryptos are still dropping. But they did go on a really massive run, so. Yeah, see, Watt's real close to selling off here. That trend line is super cracked. Let me see, is this... No, that's not good enough for... Actually, I'm gonna go into a bigger time. I'm gonna go into a 5-minute time frame and look at some of these. See if there's a trend line or something that I'm missing. I mean, what possibly? Depending on where you start the trend line. Kind of started there. Then you can see the trend line's all the way back down at 5:30. Actually, looking at it on a 5-minute. It's making a possible big triangle, but it looks like that's going to crack. That's probably going to be a loss. Because I damn sure ain't holding it all the way down to 525 to the bottom of that trend line. That would be crazy. And CTXR still not breaking over the downtrend. This movement is... I dislike sideways markets. They're so boring. Yeah, that's a good metaphor, Virus. It's like grocery shopping. Never shop when you're hungry. I just got stopped out on something. Oh yeah, I got stopped out on what? Yeah, so $10 loss there. Like I said, now that I know that we're going to be in this sideways short market or whatever, I'm going to be locking in profits quick the rest of the week. Like as soon as I get up 10 25 cents, something like that, it's going to be more quick little plays, little scalps, getting a little bit of profits that you can here and there. That's what I'm going to be trying to do the rest of the week, because unless something changes. But that seems to be... CAOP's starting to climb again. But even still, this is the best move of the day so far. But it's only 8 million shares, so it's very little shares, and it's took almost 2 hours to run $3 or $4. When the last couple of weeks we've been seeing stocks that low float running $3 to $4 in like 30 minutes. So that's kind of the difference you can tell with market conditions. They're just not fantastic today. Not at all. Let's see, is the SPY? No, it's still going sideways. The SPY at the break above that 388.63 area for this to start moving up, but right now it's just still sideways. KNF damn near back to where it was at before the PR came out in pre-market. So I'll give the stream about 10 more minutes here. We'll see if CLSN starts moving or not. If it just keeps going sideways, though, I'll just hold it and check back on it in about an hour and see what it's doing. Because it is not doing much now. Normally you don't want, if you're day trading, a lot of times you don't want to hold stocks overnight. You want to be pretty much in and out of them. But, sometimes I'll hold a stock overnight because my stop loss never gets hit. Like, the stock may not rip. It may just go sideways, kind of like CLSN is doing. And if it doesn't ever hit my stop loss all the way through, then, I'll just hold it until the next day and see what it does. Because it's, why sell it if it's not hit your stop loss? Like, my stop loss is in on CLSN right now. And as long as it stays above that, then, I'm not risking much. And you can put it, and now if I do end up doing that, though, I'll change the TIF here to GTC extended, and that's good till canceled and for extended hours. So, because I don't get up at 5 a.m. in the morning or 4 a.m. when pre-market and all that stuff starts. But I'll put in that good till cancel extended hour stop loss, towards close to market close today if CLSN never does anything. No, I do not do options. I'm not a fan of options. I trade stocks and cryptos and precious metals and real estate, but not options. But back to your question, Jamie, you don't want to be a bag holder. You know what I mean? Like if I'd have bought in at CLSN way up here at 315 or something, and I was still holding it, way down here, I would not want to hold that through the night or anything like that. So you don't really want to be a bag holder. Like, you don't want to be down a bunch of money and then still trying to hold it, hoping and praying it comes back up. That's a bad habit. That's what you don't want to do for sure. But a stock not hitting your stop loss, I mean, that can happen sometimes. You can get these sideways movements where it just stays right above your stop loss and doesn't do much. It's very, very rare these situations happen. Now, like, was it Friday or Thursday or something? I can't remember what stock it was. But I held it for way too long, and I shouldn't have held. Like, I kept moving my stop loss down. I kept moving my stop loss down. Don't do that. Like, my stop loss is in CLSN. I'm leaving it in. My plan has not changed on this. So basically, don't change your plans. Whatever your plan was, stick to your plan. Yeah, kind of like a swing hybrid, yeah. With real estate, I like multifamily rental income producing properties. You can do single family, but like, just for instance, if you buy like $100,000 single family house and the mortgage is like, well, mortgage and property tax and all that, say is around like 700 or something, and then you're renting it out for 900, you're only cash flowing 200 a month. But if you could get like a duplex and say the mortgage is around 1,000, but you're charging 900 for each unit, well, that's 1,800. So you're actually making 800 a month versus the 200 you would on a single family. So the more units, the better. I like that type of investing with real estate. I haven't got into commercial, but I'm thinking about it. I'm looking into a couple of commercial types of properties, but it's real, kind of sketchy right now because of COVID. Because how many businesses have went out of business? But they are the commercial properties are kind of cheap right now. That's because you see a lot of open, or not open, but closed businesses. So there's a lot of commercial buildings out there and not a lot of demand for it. But the question is whether that demand is going to come back, because with everybody seeing that they can work from home, we really don't know if that type of brick and mortar businesses are going to continue on, or if they're just done indefinitely. And then I like to flip houses. I flipped one house so far, and it actually wasn't even a regular house. It was a mobile home. I flipped a mobile home. I got a really good deal on the mobile home. I got it for free. This old guy, the mobile home was located in a campground. Well, not a campground, but it was part of the area was RV hookup type of thing, and then on the other side there was multiple mobile homes, but the homes the land was sitting on was not part of the mobile homes. That was rent. So this old guy was wanting to get out of his, and his mobile home was in pretty rough shape. So I told him, I said, hey, if you want to get out of paying that monthly rent on the land, it's like, I'll take it from you. Because he had bought another house, so it was just extra money coming out of his pocket. So he said sure, and he signed the title over to me, and I got it for free. And then I put about $5,000 into it, and then I turned around and sold it for $15,000 cash. So it was a good little flip. for a mobile home. That's the only house I've actually flipped so far. I currently have a triplex that I'm living in one side, and the other 2 units are occupied, but I don't pay mortgage, so that's nice. But I'm looking. I've been looking. I almost sold. I was trying to sell this house because this triplex, because the market went way up. But the people were not looking for multifamily. They were only looking for single family. So I had a hard time selling it. So now I'm just looking for another property to buy at the moment. But prices are weird. Yeah, apartment complexes are good. The more units that you can get in your building, the better. You know, the more units means more money. And I don't want to sound like a negative, greedy a-hole or anything, because I'm not. I'm just seeing the opportunities that are starting to present themselves with the COVID lockdowns and stuff, and the where everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people pushed their mortgage payments off. I forgot what the actual phrasing of it was right off the top of my head, but where they pushed those mortgage payments off, the moment that the government pulls that eviction moratorium or whatever it's called, and people can, and landlords can start evicting people again, probably going to be. Oh, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. The people with mortgages who push their mortgages off are probably not going to be able to pay their mortgages up front. There's some banks that are rolling the mortgage payments into the end of the loan, which is the way it should be done. That's the fair way, I think. But there's going to be a lot of banks that don't do that, and they're going to hit people up front with all the mortgage payments that they missed. And then when that eviction moratorium or whatever is up, they're going to get evicted, and the banks are going to take their houses and foreclose and sell those houses. So I think we got a housing market coming, a housing market crash coming soon, and we could see a lot of people who were homeowners renting. So apartment complexes and rental units and stuff, I think, will be good for longer term investments. And then also, eventually at some point, they've got to open the economy back up wide open. If they don't, then we're just not going to be an economy anymore. We're just going to be garbage and trash and not have any opportunities or anything. But if they open everything back wide, and there's some states that are already wide open, VRBOs and Airbnbs is probably the best. Well, I don't know, I don't say best, but the most profitable real estate investments. I'm in Wisconsin. That mobile home I flipped was in Tennessee. Wisconsin, the prices are all over the place. I mean, some parts there's houses for like $30,000. Some places there's houses for millions of dollars. So it's just kind of all over the place here. And if you're in California, man, you need to get the hell out of there. Well, I don't know. So many people left California. And I think if California ever gets some different leaders, and not even Republican, just like if they could get some classic liberal leaders and not like the far left leaders like they've got, California could rebound. So if house prices are dropping in California because of everybody fleeing California, I'd just let them drop, and then you might be able to get some good deals. But those taxes are rough in California. My buddy just moved to Oklahoma from California because he was sick and tired of paying all the crazy taxes and stuff. Yeah, forbearance. That was the word I was looking for earlier. Thank you, Jamie. Forbearance. That forbearance, they should roll the loans, the missed mortgage payments is at the end of the loan. That would be the respectable thing to do, but that's not going to happen with every bank. I can guarantee it. Corn Pop was a bad dude. I'm always up for a nice little Joe Biden joke. He's a funny guy. You're in Chicago. Jamie, that's another one of those interesting cities with. I'm just gonna say it. Chicago's mayor is an idiot. Like I don't, and not only that, she looks like Beetlejuice with the shrunken head. You guys ever seen the old movie Beetlejuice when his head gets shrunken? Or maybe he's holding up a shrunken head or something. I don't know. That's what she looks like, but she is also an idiot. So, Chicago, man, y'all are, whew, I don't know. And I know it sounds like I'm left bashing. I'm actually not Republican or conservative. I'm more libertarian than anything. I just want everybody to leave each other alone. That's all I want. I want a nice little open free market where we all can make money and everybody leave each other the hell alone. So I will make fun of Republicans too. If they are being dumb. And there is a few dumb ones. But the left is just so easy. The far left, man, they're just so out there with their ideologies and stuff. It's so easy to make fun of them. Plus, they get the most butt hurt. Yeah, Beetlejuice all day. All right, let me answer this MICT question real quick. Nice little U shape on the daily chart. I like that. Overall, it is in a downtrend, though. That was the pretty harsh downtrend, but it did break over that, and it's slowly been making its way up. It's interesting. For a day trade, you're probably asking for a day trade. It does have a little flag right now, so if it breaks this little flag and breaks $3, it could pop. It could have another little pop. To see where it's got room up to. 307. So because so far today we've not seen any stocks rip through major resistance lines, it may get held up at 307. If it does break 307, it's got room to about 334, and that's probably about where that would be my profit target is 334. I would get ready to sell at 307 in case it doesn't break, but it could move up to 334. But there is a nice little triangle there. Let's see how many shares is available here. 95, yeah, so it could move. What is done? CTXR still not doing anything really either. It's kind of broke the downtrend, but just no volume hardly on that. CanF, let's see if it's starting to curl back up. No, CanF still not doing much. So yeah, just not a lot going on. And CLSN still going sideways. Yeah, TAOP. So yeah, you see it did pop up out of that consolidation, but it didn't run that far. It got up to 1270, which was a decent run. But as low as a float as this is, I mean, only 8 million shares. This thing should be, with this type of volume, should be ripping really hard, and it's not ripping that hard. So I don't know. It looks like CLSN may crack here soon because it's not curling up. So you're an hour west bordering the farmland, so you're not actually too much in the Chicago city. I don't know. Like I said, I don't like to get into politics too much on this channel. I do have the other channel, the Swamp channel, the Straight White Male Perspective channel, which I know that name is really crazy to name a channel that, but I thought it was funny to lean into the left's identity politics and make a whole channel about politics and stuff like that with with that with that name. So if you can go check that channel out, it's on the community tab, and then we'll actually Mondays and Thursdays we do a live episode, and we'll be doing one tonight at 6 p.m. Central. I don't know what we're going to be talking about tonight, but if you kind of want to see more of my political beliefs and ideologies and stuff, you can go find it over there. But it's pretty simple. Like I said, I just want people to leave everybody just leave each other alone, and the government just needs to chill out. It needs to quit being so crazy, spending so much money, and then we'll be good. No, I'm not a shareholder in the Packers. No. No. I'm not invested in any sports teams. The channel's called The Straight White Male Perspective. Or I think you can just put in SWMP. It's really funny because the the what do you call that? Not acronym, but God, I'm blanking today on everything. What's wrong with my brain today? Is it an acronym? Oh, it is an acronym. I was right. Never mind. So the acronym for the Straight White Male Perspective is SWMP, which sounds like swamp. So when we when we first started the channel, I got leftists going, why would you name that? Nobody wants to watch Straight White Male Perspective. And then people on the right were like, why would you name your channel Swamp? Swamp's not a good thing. I'm a bit of a troll. You know. I don't troll too much on this channel. This channel is a serious channel. This is a channel of learning doctors, okay? We're all learning doctors here. Can't be joking around too much. But when I do get trolls into the chat or on comments in the videos, I will troll them back. I enjoy a good troll. But alright guys, I think I'm going to call it a day because CLSN is not doing much. Nothing else is really doing much. So we'll be back tomorrow. Like I said, tonight I will be live on the other channel with Greg on the Swamp channel. You can go to the community tab on my channel here and find links to that. I'll also post in the community tab the link to tonight's live stream about 30 minutes before we go live. And then, yeah, so if you want to see that. But you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Till next time.